It's wild how our minds and bodies are so deeply connected. Have you ever noticed that your skin decides to act up when you're stressed or going through something challenging? Well, imagine dealing with the stress of narcissistic abuse, a toxic relationship where someone's constantly messing with your emotions, self-esteem, and sense of reality. It's no surprise that this kind of trauma can take a toll on your skin. Today, we're going to dive into why people affected by narcissistic abuse often struggle with skin issues. We'll explore how the constant emotional roller coaster wreaks havoc on your mind, body, and skin. Are you ready for number 1? Chronic stress. Your skin has a way of reacting when you're stressed out, doesn't it? When you're on the emotional roller coaster of narcissistic abuse, your body goes into overdrive, pumping out cortisol like there's no tomorrow. As Dr. Sherry Auth puts it, this stress hormone is like rocket fuel for stress. It's not just your mood that takes a hit. Your skin can start to freak out too. Suddenly you're dealing with breakouts, eczema flare-ups, or even those annoying hives that seem to come out of nowhere, almost like your skin is throwing a tantrum. Think of it this way. Your skin is just as sensitive to stress as your mind is. When cortisol levels skyrocket, your body says, "Hey, something's really off here." No wonder your skin starts to act up, whether with acne, dryness, or other issues you didn't see coming. These flare-ups are your skin's not-so-subtle way of telling you that all this stress takes a toll. It's like uninvited guests showing up at your door when you're already overwhelmed, adding one more thing to the stress you're trying to manage. Now let's talk about number 2. Weakened immune system. Picture your immune system as your body's bodyguard, always ready to fend off trouble. But when you're stuck dealing with the relentless stress of narcissistic abuse, that bodyguard gets seriously worn out. Dr. Gabor Mate, a well-known expert on stress and health, says chronic stress is like an emotional burglar that sneaks in and weakens your defenses. So your skin, which is usually pretty tough, suddenly becomes a pushover, letting in infections and taking forever to heal. Your skin is waving a white flag, shouting it needs a break. Let's move on to number 3. Poor sleep quality. Imagine trying to fix your house while someone sets off the fire alarm every night. That's what your skin goes through when you're in a cycle of anxiety and hypervigilance from narcissistic abuse. Dr. Matthew Walker, a sleep expert, points out that sleep is the Swiss Army knife of health, which includes keeping your skin looking fresh. But when you're tossing and turning all night, your skin doesn't get the beauty sleep it needs to repair itself. So instead of waking up glowing, you look like you've just survived a zombie apocalypse. Now let's continue to number 4. Dietary changes. When dealing with narcissistic abuse, it's easy to swap out salads for tubs of ice cream because comfort food sounds way better than kale when you feel emotionally drained. But those sugary, fatty snacks can mess up your skin. Dr. Mark Hyman, a wellness guru, says, "What you eat literally becomes you." If you're living on stress and junk food, your skin will show it. Add in some stress-induced gut issues, and suddenly your skin's looking as tired as you feel, with breakouts and dullness becoming your new normal. You shouldn't miss number 5. Self-neglect. When you're in the toxic web of narcissistic abuse, self-care often takes a back seat. Depression and plummeting self-esteem can make it feel like there's no point in even trying. Such basic things as washing your face or moisturizing start to feel burdensome. As Dr. Albert Ellis, the father of cognitive behavioral therapy, might say, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." But hey, when you're feeling crushed by someone's constant manipulation, it's hard to muster up the energy to care about your skin, right? Are you still up for number 6? Hormonal imbalance. When you're on the emotional roller coaster of narcissistic abuse, your hormones decide to join the chaos too. All that stress messes with your hormone levels, and suddenly your skin thinks it's back in high school, throwing a pimple party you didn't ask for. Dr. Gabor Mate, a well-known physician and trauma expert, says, "The mind and body are not separate. What affects one affects the other. So while your emotions are doing somersaults, your hormones throw tantrums, leaving your skin to bear the brunt of it all. Let's keep it moving to number 7. Tension and muscle tightness. When you're in the exhausting cycle of narcissistic abuse, stress isn't just a mental thing. Your face gets in on the action too. Constant tension and muscle tightness from being on edge can turn your face into a human stress map, with wrinkles and aging signs showing up like uninvited party crashers. When you're constantly stressed, those furrowed brows and clenched jaws leave their marks. Literally. It's like your face is trying to keep up with the chaos, and sadly, it's not getting any better with age. Here comes number 8. Reduced blood flow. When you're suffering from narcissistic abuse, stress isn't just playing with your head, it's messing with your skin too. Stress has this charming habit of reducing blood flow to your skin. So instead of a healthy glow, you look like you've just finished a marathon, except you've been running from emotional chaos, not exercise. According to Dr. David J. Lieberman, a psychologist and author, stress is a silent killer. It's like your blood's on strike, and your skin is left looking as pale and tired as a zombie's after a night shift. So if you're feeling like a ghost in the mirror, it's not a Halloween prank, just your stress playing tricks on your complexion. We are moving on to number 9. Environmental factors. When you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, it's not just the emotional mess that's affecting you. Sometimes the environment isn't doing your skin a favor either. If you're living in a harsh environment or turning to alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes to cope, your skin can end up getting damaged. As Dr. Andrew Weil, a well-known integrative medicine expert, says, the state of your skin is often a reflection of your overall health. So if your living situation is less spa retreat and more nightmare, your skin might decide to follow suit. With the added stress and unhealthy coping methods, it's no wonder your complexion might be staging a protest. Let's tackle number 10. Lack of sun exposure. When you're in the gloomy grip of narcissistic abuse, it's not just your mood that's suffering, your skin might be getting the short end of the stick too. If you're spending more time indoors, you're probably missing out on that sweet, sweet sunshine your skin needs to produce vitamin D. As Dr. Andrew Weil wisely points out, sunlight is a natural mood enhancer and helps our bodies produce vitamin D. So if you're hiding from the sun like a vampire because depression and isolation have you down, don't be surprised if your skin starts looking as dull and pale as your mood. Finally, we're down to number 11. Frequent crying. When you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, frequent crying can seriously mess with your skin, especially around your eyes. The salt in tears can irritate your skin, and the constant wiping only worsens things, leading to redness and soreness. It's like your skin becomes a casualty of your emotional battles. So, noticing more irritation might be your body's way of showing how hard things have been. So there you have it. Narcissistic abuse doesn't just mess with your mind and emotions. It can take a toll on your skin too. From stress breakouts to dullness and wrinkles, your skin reflects the chaos you're experiencing. But here's the good news. Understanding the connection between your emotional health and skin can be the first step towards healing. By addressing the trauma and taking better care of yourself, you can start to see improvements, not just in your mind, but also in your skin. Remember, healing is a journey, and caring for your skin is just one part of reclaiming your health and well-being.